Hello everyone. Today I would like to present my project for syntax. My name is Muhammad Fari and topic that I choose are surface structure and relative clause. I will explain the definition, the function, and some examples in simple ways. First, I will explain surface structure. Surface structure is the final form of a sentence. It is the sentence that we can see or hear when someone speaks or writes. In surface structure, we focus on the order of words, not the hidden meaning. For example, the sentence, "The quick brown fox jumps off the lazy dog." This sentence is already in its surface structure. We can clearly see the subject, the verb, and the object. There is no change in sentence form. Surface structure is important because it helps us understand how a sentence is formed. It shows the pattern of the sentence clearly. This is useful when we analyze sentence in syntax. Next, I will explain relative clause. Relative clause is a clause that gives more information about a noun. It usually comes after the noun and helps describe it more clearly. For example, in the sentence, "The girl who is wearing dress is dancing." The relative clause is "who is wearing a red dress." This clause explains which girl we are talking about. The function of relative clause is to give extra information. It makes the sentence more specific and clearer. Relative clauses are very common in daily English. Uh, to conclude, the surface structure shows how a sentence looks in its final form. Relative clauses add more information to nouns. Both topics are important to understand sentence structure in syntax. Right now, for I will continue to part two of my presentation. In this part, I will analyze several sentences using tree diagrams and deep structure. The tree diagrams show how each sentence is structured, and the deep structure explains the basic meaning behind the sentence. All of the sentences are analyzed one by one. Let us move to the first sentence. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. This tree diagram shows the sentence structure, as is divided into NP and VP. The noun phrase is "the quick brown fox," where "the" is a determiner. "Quick" and "brown" are adjectives, and "the fox" is the noun. The verb phrase contains the verb "jumps" and a propositional phrase of a lazy dog. This diagram shows the surface structure of the sentence. So next is "the girl who is wearing a red dress is dancing." This tree diagram shows a sentence with a relative clause. The sentence is divided into NP and VP. The noun phrase is "the girl," and it is followed by a relative clause starting with "who." And the relative clause "who is wearing a red dress" gives extra information about the noun girl. The verb phrase is dancing. This diagram shows how the relative clause is attached to the noun phrase. Uh, Zephaniah saw Hezekiah with the telescope. This tree diagram shows the structure of the sentence, as is divided into NP and VP. The The noun phrase is Zefano. The verb phrase contains the verb saw, and the object is a kiela. And the personal phrase with a telescope is attached to the verb phrase. This means that Zefano used the telescope to see. Next one is she believes that the earth is round. This tree diagram shows a sentence with complement clause. The sentence is divided into NP and VP. The verb phrase contains the verb believes and the CP, the complementizer that introduces a new sentence. Inside the complement clause, the earth is the subject and is round is the predicate. The house where I grew up has been demolished. This tree diagram shows a sentence with a relative clause. The noun phrase is the house, followed by relative clause introduced by where. The relative clause where I grew up gives information about the place. The verb phrase is in the passive form has been demolished. I have explained social structure and relative clause in part 1. In part 2, I analyzed the sentence using three diagrams and deep structure. This analysis helps us understand how sentences are structured in syntax. So that's it. Thank you for your attention.